It's package time, it's package time. Oh, well, look at what we have here. For me? Well guys, what we have here is my brand new SawStop table saw. It's the professional cabinet saw, the 10-inch, 1.75 horsepower, 1 3/4 horsepower motor, which should be more than enough for me because I really didn't want to have to run a 240 volt line out here. This will work great in my stock position for where I have my table saw currently. And you see, what I have had my entire woodworking career here is this old Delta construction saw. I think it's about 30 years old. And yeah, this just isn't cutting it anymore. It has no riving knife. I had to make my own zero clearance insert. And yeah, it's not safe in any means. And this is the only saw on the market with that safety stop feature. So if I stick my hand in it because I really want to, it's not going to cut off my hand. So let's go ahead and put this sucker together, figure out the logistics of where this thing's going to go. Hey, you want to buy it? And also, we're going to have to do something about this ductwork right here for my dust collection. Stay tuned and we'll figure all that out. So everything here came on this pallet. It had a nice cellophane wrap around it, keeping everything on. This box is a little dented and this box did get a little banged up. Hopefully everything's fine. If it's not, I know SawStop will help me out and get everything fixed. But let's open this, put it together, see what it is. Okay, so a lot of empty air in here. I don't think anything is going to be ruined because, you know, it's just air. Ow! Found the table legs. Motor cover or something like that, and it's got all this hardware over here. Hey, a key. Wow. Wow. Okay, it says I gotta roll this over this way, and then using that lip, stand it up like that. Let's give it a try by myself. Wow, the greasy plastic was good. Let's try that again. That was easy. Not. What do I win? A grease ball. You don't want to touch it. Ew. Oh, nice. So you see we've got the old saw out of the way, the new saw is in place. I got these little spacers right here because my assembly table is a little bit higher than this saw at 34 inches. Anyways, for now, the first thing to do is install these handles now that I've gotten the switch box out of the motor cabinet, which it does say in the instructions to make sure you do that. So actually, this is one of the features I'm really looking forward to on this saw is not complete garbage handles. Like these are cast iron, really weighty. They've got a spinny handle. These feel really nice. I can't wait to use the saw day to day. It's gonna be so much better. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and get the rest of this thing all put together, dialed in, and I'll let you know if I run into any problems along the way. I don't really foresee any problems as the way everything is laid out and the size of the instruction book is just insane. This should be rather simple, and we'll meet you back here. Well guys, there it is. This sucker is fully put together. You saw me and the wife slide that little riser block underneath just to get it up to the same height as my assembly table. That'll make outfeed and everything a lot easier. And the reason I did that is I didn't want to go for the mobile base as this saw is never really going to move this position. Anyways, assembly was super easy. The instructions were great. The only small issue I did have is that in the instructions it talked about the longer table and I got a little confused on which bolt length to use, but after a few minutes, I figured out no big deal. So anyways, the next step in setting up this saw, you're gonna notice that there's kind of this pillar in the way while I've been talking. Now this is the dust collection drop for my thickness planer, the shop back attachment on that front side, and out the bottom has always been attached to underneath of the table saw. Now I'm going to use this same configuration again, but I'm going to be slicing a section out of the top and moving it all up. That way I can slide huge sheet goods underneath and fully utilize this huge rip capacity on this new saw. Now you might be saying to yourself, well, that doesn't really solve the problem. You're just gonna have a hose now that you're gonna hit unless you route it some crazy amount off to the side and back. Well, I'm not going to do that. all I'm going to do is create a magnetic base from the bottom, a magnetic plate that attaches from the hose, and whenever I go to rip something that's extremely wide, I just simply won't have dust collection. I'll just detach that, get it out of the way, make my huge cut, and that'll be that. Because 99% of the time, I won't be ripping things that are 30 inches wide anyways. So let's go ahead and get that made up, see how it works. Well guys, there you have it. The system is set up and working perfectly, albeit the magnets are a little too strong because I think their holding force is like 100 pounds, which is, yeah, it's a lot. But I'm only going to use it so often anyways, so no big deal. Now, one other thing I want to point out with this saw that really impressed me is just how quiet it is. So I'm going to show you with my little sound dB meter here, my old saw and this new saw. I think you'll be pretty blown away at the difference. Yeah, that's pretty impressive. This thing is 10 dB quieter than the old saw. So this saw, all in all, is amazing, and I would highly recommend it to anyone that has the means.